You already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, a nobody, is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving.
South Union Township Sports Network coverage in cooperation with the South Union Township Supervisors live streaming this evening from Mustang Field as the Laurel Highlands high school girls soccer team takes on the Belle Vernon Lady Leopards. Hi, everybody. I'm Brian Morozak with Jerry Dupain. We welcome you aboard for this evening's high school girls soccer game. South Union Township Sports Network coverage brought to you as a joint cooperative venture featuring Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott, Breezeline Cable, Armstrong Cable, and our friends at CUTV, including Gary Smith. The Belle Vernon Leopards 3-6-1 overall, 2-5 out of Section 2 and 3A. The Laurel Highlands Mustangs 6-4 overall. They're 4-4 in conference play. Tracy Lovett, the head coach of the Belle Vernon Leopards. Denny Marzano, the head coach of the Laurel Highlands Mustangs. The second meeting of the season between these two schools. The Laurel Highlands defeated Belle Vernon 4-1 back on August the 30th. It was the first Laurel Highlands girls soccer win for Belle Vernon since 2004 when the Mustangs downed the Leopards back on October the 8th of 04, 18 years ago, by a score of 4-0. An important game for both schools as far as the section standings are concerned. Looking at the Section 2 3A standings, Elizabeth Forward unbeaten in conference play. The Warriors 8-0 in the conference. They're 9-1 overall. Thomas Jefferson sits at 9-2 overall. They're 7-1 in conference play. Connellsville an even 5-5 overall. They're 5-3 in the conference. Laurel Highlands tied for the final playoff spot in the conference with Ringgold. Both teams sitting at 4-4. Belle Vernon on the outside looking in 2-5 in the conference. 3-6-1 overall. Both Uniontown and Albert Gallatin looking for their first conference wins of the year. Uniontown 0-6 in the conference, 0-7 overall. Albert Gallatin 0-7 in the conference. They're 0-8 overall. Those two schools have yet to play a conference game against one another. We mentioned the Mustangs reeling a little bit. They've lost 4 of 5, but they did win their last game over Uniontown last week by a score of 9-1. Prior to that, the Mustangs had lost 4 straight against Thomas Jefferson 8-0, Elizabeth Forward 4-1, Ringgold 3-1, and Connellsville 2-1. Laurel Highlands actually started off the season 5-0 before that 8-0 loss at Thomas Jefferson. They'll host the Jags here at Laurel Highlands High School coming up next Wednesday night, October the 5th. On the Leopards side, they also are struggling a bit as of late. They've lost 3 in a row, games to Elizabeth Forward 2-1, South Park 2-1, and Thomas Jefferson by a 7-0 score. Their last win came over Ringgold back on September the 14th. I'm going to turn it over to our public address announcer, Jason Taylor, for tonight's starting lineups.
Mustang Field here on the campus of Laurel Highlands Senior High School. For this evening's girls soccer match between the visiting Belle Vernon Leopards and your Laurel Highlands Mustangs. Starting lineups for this evening's match, starting with the visiting Belle Vernon Leopards. A senior forward, number 33, Farrah Reeder. In goal, a senior, number 21, Victoria Rodriguez. On defense, a junior, number 7, Kaylee Antonic. On defense, a junior, number 15, Kaylin Lezama. A junior midfielder, number 11, Elena Morgan. A junior midfielder, number 10, Katera Rhodes. A sophomore midfielder, number 6, Samantha Mincone. At forward, a sophomore, number 54, Ava Scalise. A sophomore midfielder, number 36, Abigail Showman. A sophomore midfielder, number 17, Grace West. And a freshman midfielder, number 18, Kelsey Waskovich. The Leopards are led by head coach Tracy Lovett, assistant coaches Doug McCullough and Sean Boyles. And now, the starting lineup for your Laurel Highlands Mustangs. Mustangs are led by head coach Denny Marzano and assistant Tammy Marzano. A junior defender, number 3, Addison Knowles. A junior defender, number 4, Alexa Taylor. A junior midfielder, number 7, Allie Knowles. A senior defender, number 8, Julie Cooper. A sophomore midfielder, number 10, Ellie Mancini. A junior forward, number 12, Jocelyn Radcliffe. A junior forward, number 13, Kate Chido. A junior midfielder, number 18, Madison McLean. A senior forward, number 23, Jenna Boyton. And a freshman midfielder, number 25, Adriana Walker. In goal, a junior, number 46, Hannah Moore. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd ask everybody please rise. Gentlemen, remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
And we're ready to play some soccer tonight. Laurel Highlands and Belle Vernon. Our coverage here on the South Union Township Sports Network brought to you by the Sprouse Insurance Group in Uniontown and agent David Hughes, United Bank. Davis & Davis attorneys at law. Jason Scott, South Union Township Supervisor. Southwestern Gastrointestinal Specialist, SWGI in Uniontown. Dr. Calabrese, Ruth Hart, Stokes and Hoppy. Zebly Mahalovan White, Uniontown Business and Bankruptcy Attorneys. South Union Township Supervisors Robert Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. Chesler's Fine Furniture, 601 Pittsburgh Road, Uniontown, in front of the Fayette Plaza, and the Laurel Highlands Girls Soccer Boosters. Brian Morozak alongside Jerry Dupay. Nice to have you along with us tonight for high school girls soccer here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Laurel Highlands playing a 4-3-3 today with Jocelyn Radcliffe, Kate Shido, and Jenna Voighton up top. Allie Knowles, Ellie Mancini, and Madison McLean in the midfield. Addie Knowles, Lexi Taylor, Julie Cooper, Adriana Walker on the back line with Hannah Bohr in goal for the first half. Jaden Ruvalcaba expected to play in goal for the second half. Mustangs and the Home Reds, white numbers. They're working left to right as we describe it. The Belle Vernon Leopards playing a 3-5-2 today. Farrah Reeder and Ava Scalise up top with Samantha Mincone, Katera Rhodes, Melena Morgan, Grace West, and Kelsey Roskovich in the midfield. Kaylee Antonic, Kaylin Lazama, and Abigail Showman in the back with Victoria Rodriguez in goal for the Lady Leps. It always seems like there's a Rodriguez playing if you're watching Belle Vernon soccer, whether it's girls soccer or boys soccer, and the Leps in their away whites with those tiny green numbers out there. Leopards working right to left as we described it. The Mustangs, 2 seniors, 7 juniors, 1 sophomore, 1 freshman in their 11 today. Belle Vernon, 2 seniors, 4 juniors, 4 sophomores, and 1 freshman as Kate Shido waits the go-ahead. Not sure what the delay was all about there. Waiting for the official signal, and she gets it, and we're underway from Mustang Field on a chilly Wednesday night. Game time temperature hovering around 50 degrees, expected to drop into the 40s later on today, and had a mixed bag of rain and some partial sunshine. Even saw a rainbow about a half hour before the match got underway. Here's Madison McLean trying to work it off to the near side. Had it sent out a play by Kaylee Antonic. Mustangs will take the throw in front of us. McLean reloads. Goes in there to Ellie Mancini. Back to Madison. Trying to come forward there to Allie Knowles. And deflect it out here on the near side. Yeah, the Mustang stats heading into the match. Kate Shido, Laurel Highlands leading goal scorer with 8, Jocelyn Radcliffe with 7, and Jenna Voighton not too far behind with 6. Brianna Marzano expected to come off the Mustang bench with 5, along with Allie Knowles and Ellie Mancini, and also Morgan Ferris with 5. So the scoring has been spread out nicely for the Mustangs so far this season. You haven't had a player really dominate in the scoring department. It's good to see the nice balanced scoring out there on the Laurel Highlands side, and a little triple team on here on the near side, and that's the junior Madison McLean trying to work forward with it. Belle Vernon sending it back and a roll back to Hannah Bohr, who will scoop it up. Played almost a minute and a half. Scoreless here from Mustang Field as Laurel Highlands breaks out of their own zone. Goes off on the far side to Jocelyn Radcliffe. Resets on the defensive line. Trying to work it up the field. Belle Vernon with a little intercept there. That one was brought down by Ava Scalise as the Mustangs couldn't push it up to their front line. And Addie Knowles will take this throw-in. Sending it in to the freshman Adriana Walker. He's commenting to Jason Taylor earlier today that Walker, a good-looking freshman, you can just tell by her composure out on the field that she's going to be a special player in the years to come. Over to McLean and deflected out of play here on the near side as Madison was trying to set it up to Jenna Voighton. A little flop there on the throw-in, headed back by Kaylee Antonic. Off to Katera Rhodes. Mustangs a little pressure there from Adriana Walker, freeing it up to Ellie Mancini. Try to work it off to her right. Goes over the near boundary and out for a Belle Vernon throw-in here at the 37-20 mark of the first half. Leopards send it in. A little header there from Antonic. Battling with Jenna Voighton. And picked up by Laurel Highlands' Ellie Mancini. Mancini. And a good job there trying to work around Ava Scalise. Singing down the near line. little bit too far there and out of the range of Kate Chido. Be a goal kick for Victoria Rodriguez. Rodriguez, one of two seniors in the Belle Vernon starting 11 today, along with Farrah Reeder, who's up on the Leopards' front line. Mustangs also starting just two seniors today. Julie Cooper on the defensive line and Jenna Voighton up top. So both of these schools will have a lot coming back next year. Another touch there from Antonic. On to Rhodes. Little angle on the far side off to Melena Morgan, a bit too far and out. Once again, the Mustangs' Addie Knowles will take the throw-in. Addie high lob down the far boundary, looking for Jocelyn Radcliffe. Comes into open space. Or it's pushed back there by Abigail Showman and outs on the far side. Showman, a sophomore defender for Belle Vernon. Have the throw-in here for Addie Knowles. Addie lobs it in. Headed back there by Ellie Mancini. Picked up by Lexi Taylor. Taylor looking for a little push along on the far side. Belle Vernon's Katera Rhodes finding it, trying to reposition and blasting it down the far side. No one home. Play there by the Mustang defensive line. Then Antonic back on it there for Belle Vernon. Play whistled down. Might have been a handball there off of Lexi Taylor. Be a free kick here for the Leps. Looks like that'll be Abigail Showman to take it. Wearing number 36. We're about 45 yards out. Showman, good boot down on the far side. No one home for a deflection, and Hannah Bohr let it go out of play for another Mustang goal kick. Mentioned the second meeting of the season between these two schools. Laurel Highlands won the first 4-1 back on August the 30th. It was the first Laurel Highlands girls soccer win over Belle Vernon since 2004. So to say the Leps have dominated this series would certainly be an understatement. Mustangs breaking back there with Mancini. Good ball forward, looking for Jenna Voighton, and an opportunity as well for Kate Chido trying to track it down. Leps control on their defensive line. Touch back over to Antonic. And a good give and go there with Rhodes. Back to Antonic. And that pass going right back to Laurel Highlands. An opportunity as the Mustangs try to settle it down there. Madison McLean playing it back to Julie Cooper. Going wide on the far side again to Addie Knowles. Touched up to Ellie Mancini. Down the far line to Jocelyn Radcliffe. Good run, trying to keep it in play. The ball a little bit out of her reach and outs. And Grace West will take the throw in here for Belle Vernon. Played just over 6 minutes. Haven't had a true shot on goal on either side as well. Mustangs looking to reset. On the far side, it's the Leopards with a little control there as Farrah Reeder going a little shoulder to shoulder with a Mustang defender. Angled back off the body of Antonic. Kaylee Antonic in a little open space going shoulder to shoulder with Madison McLean. Those two still battle. They'll go off of Antonic and out. And McLean will take the throw-in. Quickly lob back on the near side, trying to send it up to Jenna Voighton. Melena Morgan trying to body her off the ball. And the Leps, again, pick up possession. Short-lived as Adriana Walker sends it back in Jocelyn Radcliffe's direction. Joss gets around Grace West, unable to keep the ball in play down on the far boundary. Once again, West will take the throw-in coming back here for Belle Vernon. Headed along there by Melena Morgan and outs. It'll be Addie Knowles again taking the throw-in for the Mustangs. Laurel Highlands was scheduled to play a non-conference game tomorrow against Southmoreland. That's been axed off the schedule. Mustangs won't return to action until Monday when they travel to Albert Gallatin. Our next game here in the South Union Township Sports Network next Wednesday against TJ. That one's blasted wide on the far side. As Laurel Highlands looking for a scoring opportunity there on Victoria Rodriguez. Victoria will allow Grace West, Leopard sophomore, to take this goal kick. West with a good blast on the far side, headed back by Ellie Mancini, trying to send it up to Chido. A little touch in Jenna Voighton's direction. Lep's able to clear it back. Mustangs trying to set it up. Again comes an open space again to Voighton, who's double-teamed off the ball. Good job there from Antonic. Sent back down the near boundary. Stepping in there as Allie Knows. And again deflects out on the near side off of Belle Vernon's Melena Morgan going out. Mustangs reload again with McLean. Touch from Chido. Top of the box there from Radcliffe. And Joss trying to slide in. The ball go out of play on the near side. Off of Belle Vernon and out. McLean to take another throw in here for Laurel Highlands. Jenna Voighton stepping in. Little poke from Allie Knows going wide. And we'll have another Belle Vernon goal kick. So the Mustangs, a little sustained pressure. Looking for the first goal of the night. At least for us here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Really our first cold weather game of the year. Everyone bundled up. Got a couple of layers on myself. Jared got the heater going up here in the press box along with Jason Taylor. So we're trying to stay warm. Expected to be chilly here on Friday night as well for the Laurel Highlands football game against Thomas Jefferson. I have the action for you. Approaching the 10-minute mark. 10 minutes into the match here in the first half. Lexi Taylor for Laurel Highlands in open space. Looking for Voighton. And played back by Belle Vernon's Samantha Mincone. Mustangs reset on their defensive line. Addie Knows coming forward. Touchdown Chido. Looking for a little through ball to Radcliffe. Grace West there again for Belle Vernon. Clears it out on the far side. Another Laurel Highlands throw-in. They'll jog Addie Knows down to take it. Addie sends it in. Quick whistle. The offsides there on Chido. No, illegal throw-in, I guess. Illegal throw-in there on the send-in from Nose. Another quick whistle coming back here. Another foul on Laurel Highlands. A free kick for Belle Vernon. Look at the Leps bench. There's Abigail Shillman to take the free kick. Tracy Lovett, the head coach of the Belle Vernon Leopards. Dave Kolditz, along with Doug McCullough, Sean Boyles, and Courtney Haratko. Assistants on the Belle Vernon set. McLean sending it off on the near side, looking for Jenna Voighton. Deflected down, found its way to Jenna. We'll touch up there to Kate Chido. Back to Mancini. Sending it down the field off another little pinball deflection. Voighton finding the loose ball, trying to settle it off there to Radcliffe. Touched back along by Samantha Mincone. The Leps try to set it up to Farrah Reeder. Never got in Farrah's direction. Lexi Taylor, a little angle back there to Madison McLean. Madison on the near side. Off the head there of Mincone. Deflecting off to Chido on a good run. Chido on the near side. A little settle out in front. Rebound given up. Mustangs looking for top of the 18. Goes all the way back through. Radcliffe there on the doorstep. Still battling, and the Leps somehow kept it out of the back of their nets. Nose had a good little play in there. That was Allie Nose trying to send it in. And you have the keeper, Victoria Rodriguez, now down on the left side. You had a lot of action right there in front of Rodriguez. A number of opportunities for Laurel Highlands, but they could not sneak it by the senior keeper, Victoria Rodriguez. And good to see Victoria back on her feet after a lot of action inside the 18-yard box. 27:33 left on a running clock here in the first half, and a corner kick for the Mustangs. McLean takes it right on Rodriguez as she's quickly tested again coming off the injury and able to glove that one down and send it off on the far side as the Leps look on the counterattack there, trying to find up Melena Morgan. Goes off of Morgan and out right around midfield. Natty Nose takes the throw-in. And it rolls back once again to Victoria Rodriguez. Nice to see Nicole Dice checking in on our live stream. Congratulations to Nicole. Had a great write-up on her in the Herald Standard this past week. The youngest female superintendent of any school district in the state of Pennsylvania. Superintendent for the Turkeyfoot Valley School District. If you didn't get an opportunity to read the article, you can check it out on the Herald Standard online. But congratulations to Nicole and her family. Quite an accomplishment. Of course, Nicole's husband, Billy, a colleague of ours, helps us out with a lot of our broadcasts, both here on South Union and WMBS as well. Billy, an assistant coach on the Uniontown football team. Are trying to stay warm, Nicole. We're going to throw in here on the Laurel Highlands side. With 26 minutes left here in the first half. Sent in there by Addie Nose. Deflected back on the near side to Ellie Mancini. A little cross out in front. One hopper scooped up there by Victoria Rodriguez. So the Mustangs certainly have tested Rodriguez over the last 5 minutes or so. And she's been up to the test. We mentioned coming in during our pregame show, both of these teams reeling a bit after winning their opening 5 games of the season. Laurel Highlands has lost 4 of their last 5. Did win last time out over Uniontown. Belle Vernon's lost 3 straight. Mustangs enter play today, tied for the final playoff spot in the conference. Here's Radcliffe from the far wing. Nice little turn back there, looking for a low ball into the box. Got deflected down and cleared back out on the Belle Vernon side. Walker defending there on the Milena Morgan ball that goes off to Kaylee Antonic, then up to Farrah Reeder. Reeder in some open space. Edge of the 18-yard box, works to her right. McLean, a nice little knockdown there for Laurel Highlands defensively. Leopards trying to stay on the ball, and they do so there with Katera Rhodes off on the far side. Blocked again there by Addie Nose on the shot attempt there from Milena Morgan. Morgan trying to battle through a couple of Mustangs, and somehow the ball ended up on the back of Jocelyn Radcliffe. We get a foul called here on the Leps. Free kick for the Mustangs. Addie Nose to take it. Addie going low. Touch back there from Allie Nose. Angled off to Madison McLean. Looking for Jenna Voighton. Voighton lost it over the near boundary and out. And our first substitution of the night on either side. Occurring here at the 24-10 mark. Belle Vernon making a change. Well, you know, in just a moment who the new Lep is out on the field. Somehow my binoculars walked off before the start of the match. Try to track those down as Addie Nose sends it forward. Over to Ellie Mancini. Battling there with Milena Morgan. And that one sent wide on the near side. Looks like we have a goal kick. Abigail Showman to take it. Mustangs battle there with Chido. As Morgan tries to break back there on the Belle Vernon side. Settled off again to Madison McLean. Laurel Lenhart was the new entry on the Belle Vernon side as they try to send it up to Farrah Reeder. Deflected off of Julie Cooper. Addie Nose tries to track it down there for the Mustangs. A little pressure there from Danica Lee. And Lee another touch on the far side. And a number of these players, despite the cool weather, still going with the shorts and the normal soccer shirts. Only a handful of players with the long sleeves today. One of them there, Lexi Taylor, defending on a little cross into the box. Julie Cooper knocks it down. Trying to send it out on the far side. Does so to Mancini. Her pass blocked down and deflected out. Will be another Mustang throw-in, and we'll get a Laurel Highlands change here as Jenna Voighton will check out. And you'll have Brianna Marzano checking in on the Mustang side. You've had two changes for Belle Vernon, Lee and Lenhart. And just one for the Mustangs with Marzano coming in. And Jason tells me Morgan Ferris also checked in on the Laurel Highlands side as well. And there's a blast just going wide from Ava Scalise. Actually deflected off here on the near side. You'll have Antonic trying to track it down to Farrah Reeder. Lexi Taylor able to find it. And the Leps keep possession. Reeder again on it. Off to her right. Low ball partially fanned on there by Elena Morgan. Gets scooped up there by the keeper Hannah Bohr. Was midway through this first half, 19 minutes in. Laurel Highlands and Belle Vernon scoreless so far. Ryan Rozak along with Jerry Dupé. You might hear Jason Taylor from time to time on the public address system tonight as well. Farrah Reeder, a little send back there to Melena Morgan. Off on the far side, no one home. We'll go out of play for a Mustang goal kick. And Laurel Highlands entering play today 6-4 overall, 4-4 in conference play. Belle Vernon 3-6-1 overall, 2-5 in the conference. And you look at Elizabeth Ford and Thomas Jefferson, both of those schools so strong this year. Warriors 8-0 in the conference. Jags 7-1. Leopards find it again. There's Farrah Reeder. Her attempt in the box blocked down. Mustangs break back here with Kate Chido. Going shoulder to shoulder again with Melena Morgan. Ball sent out. Be a Mustang throw, and Addie knows to take it. Elena Elam checking in on our live stream. Gus Gerard also saying hello. Appreciate the folks watching at home tonight. Mustangs soccer here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Madison McLean down the near boundary looking for Marzano. Deflected out. Madison will take the throw in here for the Mustangs. Another change here, looks like on the Laurel Highlands side. Of Ellie Mancini checking out. I think that's Allie Nose coming back in. At this juncture of the match, you'll start to see Laurel Highlands shuffling personnel. Trying to stay with fresh legs out there. Laurel Highlands boys team also staying in the playoff race as well. They had a big road win last week at Trinity. In fact, put together a 3-game winning streak before falling last night at Thomas Jefferson 1-0. TJ, top team in the conference. Mustangs lost both of the matches to the Jags by identical 1-0 scores. It shows on the boys' side not much separation from the top of the conference to the bottom. Laurel Highlands boys currently 1 game back of a playoff spots. You have Trinity, Connellsville, and Ringgold all tied at 5-4. They're in a third-place tie, so you'd have 2 of those 3 teams making it if the playoffs started now, but the Mustangs looking for a strong second-half push to get themselves back in playoff contention. On the far wing now for Belle Vernon, Grace West. High lob into the box, went over the head of Hannah Bohr back to the near side. A little touch out in front there, Antonic. Leps trying to stay on it there with Morgan. And Taylor a little poke out there for Laurel Highlands in the direction of Marzano just to get the heat out of a hot kitchen, as Mike Lang would say. First sustained scoring opportunity for Belle Vernon, putting some pressure on Bohr. The Mustang coaching staff telling us before the start of the match, Bohr will play the first half in net. You'll have Jaden Ruvalcaba play the second half. We've seen a lot of rotation with the Mustang keepers throughout the course of this season, and that trend continuing into tonight as well. Bobby Ruggieri also checking in our live stream. Hello, Bobby. Appreciate you watching tonight. Madison McLean will send it in. Touch there from Chido, looking for Marzano. And McLean will send it back to center. Opportunity here from Kate Chido as the ball hopped over the head of a Belle Vernon defender. She was looking for Radcliffe, breaking down the far wing. It was headed back momentarily. Radcliffe, another opportunity, trying to shoulder her way into the box. The ball will go out on the far side, and they'll rule it here off of Belle Vernon and out. So we'll be a Laurel Highlands throw-in. They'll jog down Addie Nose to take the throw. With 16:27 left here in the first half of a scoreless match. Madison Nicklow also seeing her first match action of the night as well on the Laurel Highlands side. That'll be a corner kick as it was quickly deflected out by Grace West after the Mustang throw-in. And Addie Nose will take this corner kick. The Mustangs setting up everyone back at the top of the 18-yard box here for an interesting break. Let's see what Laurel Highlands has up their sleeves here. Nose takes it on the run in. It went through Radcliffe. Still loose here on the near side. Laurel Highlands trying to track it down. There's Chido. Kate battling. Nothing off to her right. Trying to go back to her left. Needs a little help. Lepp's able to clear it back in open space. Farrah Reeder trying to track it down there for Belle Vernon. Does so, trying to get around the freshman Walker, pushing it down the far side, and a good little run here on the counterattack for Belle Vernon. Slowed down by Julie Cooper, who sends it out in front of the Mustang bench. Now Vernon takes the quick throw in. Walker, a little poke back to center there on the Laurel Highlands side. In open space to Antonic. Sent back along, looking there for Reeder. They'll roll back to Hannah Bohr. Laurel Highlands playing a 4-3-3 today with 3 attackers up top, 3 in the midfield and 4 on the back line. You have a midfield heavy attack on the Belle Vernon side, 3 in the back, 5 in the midfield. And Reeder and Scalise got the start up top for the Leopards here tonight. Ball angled back in Reeder's direction. And a good little pocket pick there from Julie Cooper. Touch from Allie Nose. The 2 wide here on the near side for Marzano. It'll be a Samantha Mincone throw in now for Belle Vernon. Karen Cave also checking in. Appreciate everyone watching at home. Probably a little more comfortable in your living room or wherever you're watching our match out tonight than if you're sitting in the cold bleachers here at Mustang Field. And we've had some on and off rain throughout the course of the evening. It certainly has a cool fall feel to it. Walker, a little touch there. Marzano getting a piece of it there for Laurel Highlands. Good little battle here between Marzano of Laurel Highlands and Belle Vernon's Kelsey Roskovich. Mustangs control again with Walker getting a little help there from Allie Nose. Back to McLean. Now Walker again. Far side, Addie Nose. And you have both Nose sisters out there. Addie wearing number 3. Allie wearing number 7. A little slide there from Elena Morgan. Setting it off of Belle Vernon and out. 13:05 left here in the first half. This one's still scoreless. It was 4-1 when these two schools met back on August the 30th in favor of Laurel Highlands. Each team has had an opportunity or 2. But the defense has been nice on both sides. Madison Nicklow, we mentioned, into the match. She'll get a touch there. Poking it back to Hannah Bohr. Bohr back on the near side again. Madison McLean sidesteps a Leopards forward, but then has it picked off there. Sent back in Kaylee Antonic's direction. And before Julie Cooper gets a piece of it again for Laurel Highlands. Cooper leading the rush up the near boundary. Cooper stopping on a dime there. Now trying to pull it back. Lost it over the near boundary and out. It will be a Belle Vernon throw-in. Taken by Samantha Mincone. Headed along by Kaylee Antonic. Over to Farrah Reeder from the corner with Cooper out in front. Good ball into the box, but no one home. Goes all the way through and out the backside for a Mustang goal kick. Hannah Bohr will put it down. 11:45 left here in the first half. Hannah will go short. Over to Julie Cooper. Far side again, Madison Nicklow. Went off of Addie Nose. Jenna Voigtman, another touch there from Allie Nose. Trying to spring Laurel Highlands on the attack. And we'll roll back to Victoria Rodriguez, the Leopards keeper. We'll play it back to center to the freshman Adriana Walker. Settles it back to Madison McLean. McLean feeling a little pressure there from Kaylee Antonic. Up to Allie Nose. Well, back and forth there with her sister Addie. On the second touch back to Addie, she was unable to keep it in place. She'll have Grace West taking another throw in here for the Leps. Headed along by Reeder. Back down the far side. Will give and go as Morgan sends it back in Farrah's direction. Low ball and a good scoop up there from Hannah Bohr. That was one of those sidewinders on a wet field. Never know which way they're going to go, but Bohr up to the challenge there for Laurel Highlands defensively, making the save. And after the ball deflects off of Samantha Mincone for Belle Vernon, we'll have a Mustang throw-in and a pair of changes now as Marzano and Morgan Ferris, both Brianna and Morgan checking out. You'll have Jenna Voigtman back into the match on the Laurel Highlands side along with Ellie Mancini. As Madison McLean takes the throw-in, touch from Ellie, back to Madison. Was she out of bounds on that kick forward? Yes, she was. And the Leopards will get a throw-in here on the near side. So we go under 10 minutes left here in the first half. Throw-in taken here by Mincone. Deflected back off of Adriana Walker. Mustangs trying to set it up. Good ball there from Jenna Voigtman into open space. Trying to track it down there, Kate Chido. Played back out by Melena Morgan down the far boundary. And again deflected out for another throw-in. Leps to take it. Grace West sends it in. Settled down in front of the Laurel Highlands bench. Nice little steal there from Addie Nose off of Farrah Reeder. Kate Chido trying to track it down. Leps control again with Grace West. West down the far boundary. That one going through. Melena Morgan and out for Laurel Highlands throw-in. That'll be taken by Addie Nose. See assistant coach Tammy Marzano there. Had a little header there from Ellie Mancini. Played back off to Addie Nose. Addie goes down. Ball loose. Niccolo looking for it. Deflects high. The Mustangs able to pick it up. Ellie Mancini going wide here on the near side to Jenna Voigtman. Touches high. Jocelyn Radcliffe there, top of the 18. Back to Jenna Voigtman. Here's Voigtman breaking. Low shot. Rebound given up on the backside. No one home. Goes out of play. If it was touched there by Rodriguez, should be a corner kick here for the Mustangs as we go under 8 minutes left here in the first half. Matt's still scoreless, but they're going to say no, it was not touched by the keeper Rodriguez on the shot attempt. It'll be a goal kick. Leps blasted back down on the far side in the direction of Kaylee Antonic. Mustangs were looking there for Ellie Mancini, who couldn't find it. There's Farrah Reeder breaking back. Reeder on the ball here for the Leps, number 33. Fronted there by Niccolo. Little settle back. Leps were trying to get something going there at the top of the 18-yard box, but Kate Chido finds the loose ball there for the Mustangs. That one intercepted by Belle Vernon's Kelsey Roskovich. Touch back from Adriana Walker. On to Madison Niccolo. And slid out of play by Milena Morgan, number 11. Another Mustang throw-in. Taken here by Addie Nose. Nose a short lob. Off to her sister Allie. Try to get it back in Addie's direction. Misplayed there by the Mustangs. And the Leps will get it back as Grace West will take this throw-in. Grace down on the far side, looking there for Milena Morgan. To get back to Grace. Mustangs deflected out. Grace reloads. Headed back along. Morgan here again. Down on the far side. Reader a touch. Lost it out of play. Going back in the Mustangs' direction. Another throw in here for Laurel Highlands up the field. Walker lets it go back to Julie Cooper. Trying to angle it back on the near side. Unable to get it up to Jenna Voighton. Deflected back on the Mustangs' back line. Belle Vernon fans wanted a handball. Not called. We play on. Jenna Voighton on the ball there for the Mustangs. Angled back over to Kate Chido. Resets from the midfield. Chido will fake off to her right. Steps to her left. Comes forward. Low ball there to Radcliffe. Touches it down on the far side. Allie Nose into the box. And a low poke there from Chido. Scooped up by Victoria Rodriguez. Good ball movement from the Mustangs. Just could not capitalize, but it was well set up. Coming down the field, it all started with a little settle down from Chido at the midfield to set it up. Mustangs will try to do it again. Here's Cooper now, down to Chido. Trying to poke it up to Radcliffe on the rundown. Voighton trying to step up, but blasted out again by Kaylee Antonic for Belle Vernon. Over to Morgan, trying to find Farrah Reeder. Goes into open space again to the Mustangs' Madison McLean. Trying to find Voighton. Minko knocking that one down for the Leps. Coming off here on the near side to Milena Morgan. And off of Antonic going out. And a Mustang throw-in here for Madison McLean with 4:45 left here in the first half. And our coverage here on the South Union Township Sports Network brought to you by the Sprouse Insurance Group in Uniontown and agent David Hughes. United Bank, Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law. South Union Township Supervisors, Jason Scott, Rick Vernon, and Robert Schiffbauer. Southwestern Gastrointestinal Specialist, SWGI in Uniontown, Dr. Calabrese, Ruth Hart, Stokes and Hockey. Zebley Mahaloff and White, Uniontown Business and Bankruptcy Attorneys. Chesler's Fine Furniture, 601 Pittsburgh Road, Uniontown, in front of the Fayette Plaza. And the Laurel Highlands Girls Soccer Boosters. Well played on both sides. Still looking for the first goal of the night. Here's Jocelyn Radcliffe back to Jenna Voighton. Top of the box, Kate Chido on the run. Chido trying to keep possession, looking to pull it back. And the ball just goes out of play. We'll get a goal kick coming back here for the Leps. Get blasted back here by Abigail Showman. Scalise a touch. And out of play on the far side. Addie knows to send it back in. A lot of winter jackets out there tonight. Here's Kate Chido. Kate a little pullback. Over to Ellie Mancini. Went through Allie Nose. Back to Walker. Settled off to Madison McLean. Mancini again. Ellie sending it forward over Radcliffe on the backside. Chido scooped up again, Rodriguez. Mustangs fighting hard, some well drawn out plays. Just have not been able to sneak one by the senior keeper Victoria Rodriguez so far tonight. Said coming in should be a competitive game. It's certainly been that so far. Farrah Reeder on the Belle Vernon counterattack. In the corner to Milena Morgan. Good defense there from Addie Nose, pushing and shoving back and forth, and Addie's going to pick up the foul. And a free kick here, Milena Morgan. I'm going to switch. And Abigail Showman will take it. I have Katera Rhodes coming back over. It'll be Rhodes on the two co-captains for Belle Vernon to take this free kick. So Rhodes sends it in. A little deflection out in front. Ball still loose. And somehow, not sure if it was Bohr, one of the Mustang defenders, able to knock it back. And now Laurel Highlands looking there for Radcliffe on the counterattack. Just couldn't get a piece of it as Milena Morgan sends it out on the far side. It's certainly a good ball sent in there from Katera Rhodes. And Belle Vernon had a good opportunity in front of Bohr. Just able to blast it by. We're down to the final minute now of this first half. Been tight action. Quick first half. Mustangs looking for one final run here. Jenna Voighton down the near wing. Denied there on the send-off. And Walker hip-checked off the ball there from Farrah Reeder trying to break back. Julie Cooper slowed down that run. Madison McLean playing it back in open space. Angle there from Kelsey Roskovich. Blocked there by Addie Nose. Chido coming over to help. 20 seconds left here in the first half. Both of these squads looking for one last rush. There's Scalise down to Farrah Reeder. Angled off on the near side to Kaylee Antonic. Got blocked there by McLean. We're down to one, and that's going to do it. So we played a half of soccer scoreless here from Mustang Field. Laurel Highlands and Belle Vernon. Back to tell you about the first half and preview some other action coming up in just a moment here on the South Union Township Sports Network.
To wish good luck this year to the Laurel Highlands Mustang girls soccer team and their coaches from the LH girls soccer team boosters. Smith, Lewis, and Chess, CPAs of Uniontown, would like to wish the Laurel Highlands girls soccer team and their coaches on having a successful soccer season this year.
The key to success in life is teamwork. On and off the field, in the workplace, in the home, in our schools. Teamwork gets it done. The world of competitive sports offers many good things, the most important of which is teamwork. Individual talent may win a few games, but teamwork wins championships. Go team. Go Laurel Highlands Mustangs. This positive message has been brought to you and paid for by Jason Scott.
Things just go together, like bread and butter, blue jeans and Saturdays, best friends and phone calls. And a great match? You and discounts from Erie Insurance. It's like this. Safety features in your car will have you paying less for your auto insurance. And pay off your Erie auto policy all at once, and you'll save up to 7% more. On your homeowner's policy, you earn discounts that start at age 46 and go up each time you celebrate a birthday. There are more discounts, too, for things like home safety features and even teenage drivers. And the savings keep adding up. When you have your auto and home covered with Erie, you get a discount. Buy a life policy with us, and the savings can get even better. At Erie Insurance, above all in service means making life a little easier on you and on your wallet. Your Erie agent is waiting for you. Your local Erie agent is Sprowell's Insurance Group, 724-437-9812, or go to sprowellsinsurance.com.
Discount terms and amounts may vary by state. See your local Erie agent for details.
Are you tired of looking at the same old furniture day in and day out? Let Chesler's Fine Furniture work their magic. Chesler's offers the finest in name brand home furnishings by famous manufacturers, plus accent pieces that underline your unique sense of style, and they are all sale priced. There are living room suites by King Hickory, Lancer, Craftmaster, Lazy Boy, and Best Chair, each offering a distinct flair of comfort and design in many styles and fabrics, the largest selection of metal dinettes by Douglas, and dining sets in your choice of finishes and woods. Chesler's has exceptional bedding by White Dove and Imperial in your choice of size and firmness. Chesler's Fine Furniture also offers genuine Lazy Boy recliners and living room suites for pure relaxing comfort. In addition, you can count on Chesler's for friendly, courteous service, delivery, and layaway. Credit terms are available with up to 6 months the same as Cat.
Well-played game on both sides, but scoreless so far. The Laurel Highlands Mustangs and the Belle Vernon Leopards. High school girls soccer action here on the South Union Township Sports Network. A reminder coming up on Friday nights, high school football here from Mustang Field. The Laurel Highlands Mustangs hosting the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars, 7 o'clock. The game will get underway here from Laurel Highlands. We'll have it for you here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Next week, the Laurel Highlands girls travel to Albert Gallatin on Monday. They'll host Thomas Jefferson on Wednesday. We'll have the TJ game for you here on the network. Belle Vernon will host Connellsville on Monday. They'll travel to Albert Gallatin coming up on Wednesday and then play Uniontown on Thursday. So Belle Vernon will have a busy week ahead. The Laurel Highlands boys, we mentioned they had a win over Uniontown last week. Also knocked off Trinity before falling 1-0 earlier on this week against Thomas Jefferson. The Laurel Highlands boys back in action tomorrow. They'll travel to Bethel Park to take on the Bethel Park Blackhawks. Bethel Park in second place in the boys conference, right behind Thomas Jefferson. Jags at 8-1, Bethel Park at 7-2. Next week, the Laurel Highlands boys will host Ringgold coming up on Tuesday. We'll have that match for you here on the South Union Township Sports Network. So the boys here on Tuesday, girls on Wednesday next week here on the network. And the boys, some important games coming up. They'll travel to Connellsville next Thursday, and then the following week you could have two huge matches at AG on Tuesday and then here at home against Trinity on Thursday, and those games could end up being for a playoff spot for the Laurel Highlands boys. We'll see how things shake out. Again, our coverage here on the South Union Township Sports Network brought to you by the Sprouse Insurance Group in Uniontown and Agent David Hughes, United Bank, Davis & Davis, attorneys at law. Jason Scott, South Union Township Supervisor, Southwestern Gastrointestinal Specialist, SWGI in Uniontown, Dr. Calabrese, Ruth Hart, Stokes, and Hoppy. Zebly Mahalovan White, Uniontown Business and Bankruptcy Attorneys. South Union Township Supervisors, Robert Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. Chesler's Furniture, 601 Pittsburgh Road, Uniontown, in front of the Fayette Plaza. And the Laurel Highlands Girls Soccer Boosters. Scoreless here at halftime. Second half match action comes your way next here on the South Union Township Sports Network.
Attorneys from all over the state and nation advertise in southwestern Pennsylvania for personal injury and workers' comp cases. But most of them send their assistants to do the legwork. You might not even meet your attorney until your first hearing.
We're local attorneys, Davis & Davis. We meet directly with our clients, including free consultation, and there are no fees until you receive money on your case. If you've been injured, call Davis & Davis, representing you and your neighbors yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Phone 724-437-2799.
At what point did everything change? When did service get taken out of service industries?
It's too bad, because people are busy these days. At life, at work, at play. When it comes to your hard-earned money, you want service. Real service. From a person you know and a face you trust. At a bank where changing with the times doesn't mean leaving people behind. We're proud to be a part of your community. We're United Bank, at your service.
This is Dr. Fraser Stokes. Did you know that colorectal cancer is the second leading cancer killer in America, or that it can be prevented by removing polyps during a 30-minute colonoscopy? At SWGI, our board-certified gastroenterologists, Drs. Ruth Hart Calabrese Hoppy and I, encourage you to consider a screening colonoscopy. Call 724-437-7677 or visit swgispecialists.com.
Filing for bankruptcy is not something that anyone wants to do. Good people sometimes run into hard times, and they need help. Hi, I'm Dan White with the law offices of Zebley, Mahalav & White, and I'm here to help. If you're faced with insurmountable debt and are out of options and you need help, give our office a call today. Allow us to help you understand your rights and options under the law. Filing bankruptcy is not the end of the road, and if you're struggling with debt, it very well could be a new beginning. So stop worrying and take action. Give our office a call today at 724-439-9200 or click on zeblaw.com for more information. Zebley, Mahalav & White, local attorneys helping local people. Let us help you fix your life.
Zebley, Mahalav & White. It's gonna be alright.
Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your Erie agent in Uniontown and Ross Traver Township is Sproul's Insurance Group, 724-437-9812, or go to sproulsinsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage. It's not...
We're back here at Mustang Field, just about ready to start the second half. Laurel Highlands and Belle Vernon scoreless. Brian Morozak alongside Jerry Dupay. Nice to have you along with us on the South Union Township Sports Network on a chilly Wednesday night, already midway through this high school girls soccer season. Not only the match tonight, but into the second half of the season. It's amazing how fast the fall season seems to go by. Farrah Reeder for Belle Vernon to get the second half underway. Leps now working left to right as we describe it. Waiting for the go-ahead here from the officials, and Reeder gets it. The second half underway as both of these schools look for the first goal of the night. Played back there to Addie Nose, and Addie goes down. Ball rolls out here on the near side. And the Mustangs will have it here on a free kick. There'll be two balls out on the field right now. You have one that's sitting down there on the far left side. I don't know if the officials caught it yet.
There's a ball on the field on the 10-yard line.
Now they're going to get it off the field. You'll have one of the Leopard players heading over there to clear it out of the way. That was Melina Morgan. And get the match back going here again. Julie Cooper from her own end. Working with it here for the Mustangs. Settling it off on the far side. One off of Laurel Highlands and out. Leps reload there with Samantha Mincone. Headed there by Reeder. Deflecting off of Julie Cooper. Madison McLean will take the throw in now for the Mustangs. Touched along by Allie Nose, deflected back, and out of play again. And Madison will reload. Bodied down again by the Mustangs on the far side. Big collision there. And a Leopard going down. Ball comes free in open space there to Melena Morgan. On the counterattack, Belle Vernon looking to break back there. A little settle down from Katero Rose. Grace West on the near side, and the Mustangs break back. Addie Nose over to Ellie Mancini. Low coming forward. They're looking for Kate Shido. And a roll back to Victoria Rodriguez. And we did have that keeper change for Laurel Highlands made at halftime. Jaden Rulvakaba now in goal. And again, that was planned coming in. Bohr playing the first half. Rulvakaba playing the second half. Jaden, a senior for the Mustangs. Hopefully she had plenty of warm-up time there at halftime. They're sitting on the bench cold in the first half. Reeder and Tonic on the far side, getting a little help there from Katero Rhodes. The Leopards couldn't make much of that. Played back to Danica Land, who had just checked in to start the second half, 34. Didn't see Danica at all in the first half. Sophomore for Belle Vernon. And you start to get into the second half, especially midway through the season. I was just looking for fresh legs. That one deflected high. Look out here in front of Rulvakaba, and Jaden able to scoop it up. Had Farrah Reeder tracking down. Reeder and Katero Rhodes, the two co-captains on the Belle Vernon side. Julie Cooper and Madison McLean wearing the armbands on the Laurel Highlands side tonight. There's Cooper. Trying to help it along on the far side. Not much going on there. Lexi Taylor trying to angle it off to Madison McLean. Goes out. And you'll have Kaylee Antonic taking the throw in, coming back here for the Leps. Back over in Farrah Reeder's direction. Touch back from Allie Nose, trying to find Jenna Voighton. Leps find possession again. Reeder there in front of Adriana Walker. Tough battle there between those two. Reeder staying with it. Crosses it back on the near side. Radcliffe there. Almost fell over the ball, but able to regain on a nice little run down the near boundary. Jocelyn trying to blast it forward. Play whistle down. What do we got here? I say Joss was out. They're throwing on the other side here for Belle Vernon. And the Leps find themselves in really a rare position. They're a school that year in and year out makes the WPIL playoffs. 15-4 overall last year, 12-2 in conference play. But if the playoffs started now, they'd be on the outside looking in. So they're looking for a solid second half of the season. As Scalise, a little turn and shoot, sends it in the back of the net. Wow. And Belle Vernon strikes first. Just over 5 minutes in to the second half. Scalise the goal at the 34-57 mark to put Belle Vernon on top 1-0. And that one just kind of came out of nowhere. Ava Scalise. It's 1-0 Belle Vernon. Now the Mustangs in a hole. We mentioned Laurel Highlands coming in. They picked up their first win earlier on this year over Belle Vernon since 2004, 4-1. It's been a series that, to say the least, has been dominated over the years by Belle Vernon. But the Mustangs, just like the Leps, pretty much in a position in a very competitive conference. Entered play today, tied for the final playoff spot in the conference with Ringgold. And Ringgold heavy favorites coming in tonight. They're hosting Albert Gallatin. Colonials haven't won a game yet this year. Again, nothing against the AG program. You'd expect Ringgold to get a win tonight, and the Mustangs needing a win themselves to keep pace. Connellsville also at Thomas Jefferson tonight atop the conference. And Uniontown at Elizabeth Forward. And now the Mustangs might see Laurel Highlands throw an extra player forward here in the second half if they remained down a goal. Addie knows. Over to her sister, Allie. Now McLean on the far side. Allie, another little push up the field to Kate Chido. And Jason Taylor and I were also talking a little before the start of the match. Get an interesting strategy on the Laurel Highlands side. They started Bohr tonight, played the first half, didn't yield a goal. Switched to Rulvakaba in the second half. And again, nothing against Jaden, but anytime you come off the bench cold, certainly a tough situation there. Mustangs trying to answer back. Radcliffe a little run into the box. And the Leps take the safe route there with Grace West. Now the Mustangs put it down here. It'll be a throw-in from Addie Nose. Addie sends it into the box, trying to break Chido. Headed back. Radcliffe finds it again. Skies it up top. Mustangs unable to generate a shot. Leopards break back. Ball goes through Reeder. Julie Cooper will try to run it down. Will do just that and send it out on the far side. And you looked at the standings coming in. Belle Vernon 2-5 right now, so a win would put them at 3-5. They've played less conference matches, though, than Laurel Highlands, so they'd still sit a game back of the Mustangs as far as the conference standings are concerned. And unless you'd have AG shock Ringgold tonight, both teams would be on the outside still looking in. That's why it's important for Laurel Highlands to get an answer back, but I was mentioning before the Scalise goal. It's very rare for Belle Vernon to even have themselves in this position at this juncture of the season, year in and year out. The Leopards end up finding themselves inside the WPIL playoffs. Last year went 15-4 overall, lost in the first round to Oakland Catholic. In fact, the last 2 years, Oakland Catholics knocked Belle Vernon out of the playoffs in the first round, also knocked them out in 2020 after they posted a 13-3 regular season. Leps had quite a run, though, back in 2019, 16-5 overall. Playoff wins over Ambridge and Oakland Catholic, lost in the WPIL semis to Mars, then lost a PIAA play-in game to West Allegheny. Weren't able to get into the main draw of the states, but certainly put together a successful season. Laurel Highlands girls also have a playoff streak of their own. They're trying to continue into this season, as Allie Knowles will send it in. Last time the LH girls missed out on the postseason, have to go back to 2015. They won 6-12. Haven't had a playoff win, though, in that stretch. Looking for their 7th straight playoff appearance in 2022. There's Rhodes for Belle Vernon. Nice little sidestep of Addie Nose. Crosses back, Farrah Reeder's direction. Another turn and shoot, and it's 2-0. Wow. So the Leopards coming out of the gates here in the second half. Goals from Scalise and Reeder. And you have to give Katera Rhodes the assist there. A nice little setup. And Belle Vernon 2 goals here in the opening 10 minutes of the second half to lead Laurel Highlands 2-0. So Reeder the goal, Rhodes the assist. And the Leopards have an insurance goal. Coming just under 10 minutes into the second half. And the pressure wasn't on Laurel Highlands beforehand. It certainly is now. It gets played back there to Addie Nose. Angled off on the far side, Adriana Walker. Mustangs getting set to make a trio of changes on the far side. Just looking for a spark right now. Down 2. Addie Nose out of her own zone. Touchdown to Radcliffe. Jocelyn back to Allie Nose. Kind of push it up there to Ellie Mancini, and nothing going on there for Laurel Highlands. Farrah Reeder trying to break back with McLean defending. Another Belle Vernon throw-in. A lob coming in. Down to Alinos. And then out of play. Staying in the Leopards' direction, Kaylee Antonic to take this throw-in. Leopards looking for more. Reeder on the cross. Got blocked by Adinos. Mustangs haven't shown a lot of life here coming out of the locker room. Reeder back into the box. Blocked down there by Walker. Goes back in Julie Cooper's direction. Ball goes out. Which way is it going to go? Going to the corner here for a corner kick for the Leps. As they look for more. You have Katero Rhodes, who had this set up on the last Reeder goal. We'll send this corner in. Here's Rhodes with the delivery. Out in front. I think Ruvalcaba got a piece of it. Walker trying to blast it out. Staying on it there, Rhodes again, crossing back into the box. Morgan there on the doorstep, played back, shot going high and wide. From the corner of the 18, actually went through the goalposts. Looks like the three new entries for the Mustangs, Madison Nicolo, Brianna Marzano, and Morgan Ferris. As Laurel Highlands looks for a spark, down 2. We're 0-0 at halftime. Julie Cooper take this goal kick. Headed back there by Morgan and out of play. With a loss here, the Laurel Highlands girls, like the boys, might have an uphill battle to make it into the WPIAL playoffs. Laurel Highlands girls, such a great start to the season, sitting at 5-0. We mentioned lost 4 of 5 coming in. And Ruvalcaba actually grabbed that one out of play. If she would have stayed in bounds, would have the Mustang ball there for a goal kick. She stepped out, and it's going to be a corner kick. You'll have Rhodes here again with a service. Katera, good delivery. Deflection out in front. Mustangs blocked it down. Ball still loose, and a blast from the top of the 18 makes it 3-0. Wow. What a start for the Leopards here in the second half. 3 goals in under 14 minutes. Let's get a confirmation on who sent that one home. And you go back there to that last goal set up with Ruvalcaba. Had the ball, stepped out of bounds over the back line and set up the corner kick. I think the coaching staff's done a great job throughout the course of the year. I'm just personally not crazy about the one goalie plays one half the game and the other goalie plays the second half of the game, especially when you start getting into the colder temperatures. I think both Ruvalcaba and Bohr have done nice jobs throughout the course of the season, but it's just tough coming in cold. And there's Reeder with another run. Walker trying to play it back. Still waiting for confirmation on the third Belle Vernon goal. Nobody up here in the press box able to catch it. Nonetheless, the result's the same. Mustangs down 3. With under 25 minutes of soccer to play. There's Hannah Bohr, who played the first half. Taking it back to Julie Cooper. Looking for Chido. Mustang's looking for one here to try to get a little momentum swing in this game.
Let's hear for the Mustang cheerleaders.
You have a program that has a nice history like Belle Vernon. They start to show some form here in the second half of the season. Look out. They could be a team that you might see upset TJ and EF over the second half run. Low ball there into the box. Mustangs looking for a little deflection. This goes wide there of Rodriguez. Really has not been tested here in the second half after the Mustangs had a couple of opportunities where Victoria was up to the challenge in the first half of the match. We get McLean now here on a little reload from the far corner. More of a line drive this time, headed out in front. The Mustangs able to start there with Ellie Mancini on the deflection out in front. So Laurel Highlands getting one back. The service from McLean, Mancini with the finish, and Ellie makes it 3-1. For Ellie, that's her 6th of the year. Coming here at the 23:39 mark. That's the first assist of the season for Madison McLean. So scoreless at halftime, and we've had 4 goals now scored in a 16.5-minute period here in the second half. Mustangs looking for more. A little through ball there from Radcliffe going through Chido. Back to Rodriguez. And played back here in open space. Intercepted, though, by Addie Nose. Back again to Mancini. Angled off, looking there for Morgan Ferris. Played back to Julie Cooper on the defensive line. Marzano unable to knock it down there in front of the Laurel Highlands bench. Have some Mustang students trying to get the girls fired up here for the remaining 22 minutes plus as the Mustangs try to rally back. Ava Scalise and Farrah Reeder scored the opening 2 goals of the second half for Belle Vernon. Still never got a confirmation on the third Leps goal before Ellie Mancini came back here for Laurel Highlands to make it 3-1. Mancini on the ball again here for the Mustangs, trying to work through center. Scalise with the intercept coming back there for the Leopards. Julie Cooper trying to knock it down in Radcliffe's direction, deflected back by Milena Morgan. And another run there. Scalise on the settle down, looking there for Farrah Reeder. Played out of play by Madison Niccolo for the Mustangs. And we'll get a Belle Vernon throw in from the far side as we go under 22 minutes left here in the second half. Reeder to take the throw in. Lobbed into the box. Mustangs looking for the clear there from Walker. Body down up top for the Mustangs. Blasted back in Kate Chido's direction. Kate unable to settle. Leopards opportunity to pick it up there with Samantha Mincone. Mustangs send it out. Mincone will reload here on the throw-in. Mincone on the lob. Reeder with the header. Comes to the top of the box there to Rhodes. Katera Rhodes off to her right. Nothing there on the offensive side. Addie Nose coming back. Touch from Niccolo. Looking for the give and go. Back in Nicolo's direction. Goes out of play on the near side. We'll get a throw in here again for the Leps. Played back there from Radcliffe. Headed back along from Morgan Ferris. Touch back over from Danica Land. Over on the far side, Antonic. Into the corner to Farrah Reeder. Working there on Julie Cooper. Reeder down the far back boundary. Looking for the cross. Got deflected down. And here's Julie Cooper out of her own end. Mustangs down 2. Almost midway through the second half. That one will roll out of play on the backside. Get a goal kick here. It's Ruvalcaba. Put it down for Julie Cooper. Cooper on the blast. Going through Morgan Ferris. Ferris, 5 goals already this season for Laurel Highlands. Sending it down to Kate Chido. Kate pulls back. Looking to play it forward. Mustang down. That's Marzano. And Brianna slow in getting up. Brianna still not getting up. We're going to have an injury stoppage. From 1937 left here in the second half. Our coverage brought to you by the Sprouse Insurance Group in Uniontown and agent David Hughes. As Marzano gets attended to. United Bank, Davis & Davis attorneys at law. Jason Scott, South Union Township Supervisor. Southwestern Gastrointestinal Specialist, SWGI in Uniontown. Zebley, Mahaloff and White, Uniontown Business and Bankruptcy Attorneys. South Union Township Supervisors, Robert Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. Chesler's Fine Furniture, 601 Pittsburgh Road, Uniontown, in front of the Fayette Plaza. And the Laurel Highlands Girls Soccer Boosters. There's Brianna sitting up, good to see. Mustang trainer Bill Logue looking at her knee, it appears. Her dad Denny over there as well. Brianna getting up and walking off to the far side, good to see. Jason, do we get confirmation on that third Belle Vernon goal? Okay. Still no confirmation. Nobody up here knows who scored it. A couple of Leps fans around. We try to track some of them down. If you're a Leopards fan watching on our live stream and you know who scored, let us know. Those Leopards numbers not doing us any favors. Small green numbers on those white jerseys, not a lot of outline. Makes it extremely tough to pick up here on a dark, cool night in the press box. So if you're out there designing your school's uniforms, make the numbers bigger for us. A lot easier to see if you're calling a game. Then we can identify who scored your team's goal. We don't have to start guessing who got it. It's a little public service announcement out there to any athletic directors that might be looking for new team uniforms next year. Mancini, good ball there. Chido trying to track it down. Or roll back to Rodriguez. Remember the Laurel Highlands boys years ago, they had small, tiny red numbers on the white jerseys, and I think they actually had to get new uniforms midway through the season because we pretty much said we couldn't pick them up here in the press box. Played back to Wpial. Even the football team years back, they had the red numbers on the blue jerseys that were small. And Gary and Rick Frank were doing the games back on the network 5 or 6 years ago. They were dreading Friday nights just trying to pick up the players. Here's Julie Cooper on the backside. Like the Mustang numbers, those bright whites on the reds. Easy to pick up. And Jenna Voighton down on the far side. I'll lead the attack up. Goes back to Mancini. Angled off to Addie Nose. A little give and go there with Ellie Mancini. Back to Addie down on the near side. Niccolo there defending on a little run in there from Melena Morgan. Mustangs win it back. Again, they need two. 17:40 left here in the second half. And a good ball down to Jocelyn Radcliffe. Joss, a good run. Pulls up here 20 yards from goal. Blast, but sends it wide. Kind of like the attack. And now Joss maybe cramping up there a little bit. It might be the coldest night we've played in all year. And Joss is going to check out for a minute. And I think just a cramping situation for her. And they switched and put Allie Nose on that front line on the left wing there in place of Jocelyn. Here's another opportunity here on the rundown from Chido. And played back to the midfield. And Julie Cooper looking for the loose ball. Gets deflected back again to Mancini. Walker on the back line, and Julie Cooper again. Poke back off of Kaylee Antonic down to Farrah Reeder. with Walker again defending. Reeder working off to her right. Got a little pullback there, now double teamed. As Morgan Ferris steps in, ball sent out on the far side. You'll have a throw in here from Samantha Mincone. With 16-18 left here in the second half. Mustangs looking for another goal to make things interesting here over the stretch run. At Farrah Reeder in the far corner. And the Mustangs defeated the Leps 4-1 up at James Weir Stadium on August 30th. It's 3-1 here at Laurel Highlands in favor of Belle Vernon. Reeder to take another throw in here for the Leps. Sends it in the side of the box. And they get a clear out from Ellie Mancini. Leps reload again. Farrah Reeder. High lob going all the way through the box here on the near side. No one home. Had a play for a Mustang throw-in that Addie Knows will take. And you had Marzano go down earlier on this half, and Jocelyn Radcliffe appeared to be cramping up. And both have been instrumental in the scoring department. Brianna, 5 so far this year. Jocelyn with 7 goals scored. Here's Allie Knows. Pulled back there, Kate Shido for a through ball. Got deflected off of Scalise. Into open space to Kaylee Antonic. Touchdown looking for Reeder. Walker there defending for the Mustangs. And blasted out on the far side. Again, your Mustang girls soccer schedules might show a non-conference game for tomorrow. According to what Jason Taylor told me, the Mark John told him that match is off. Mustangs won't play again until Monday when they travel to Albert Gallatin. There's Madison McLean. Sending it down back to midfield to Chido. Kate off to her left. Sends it through 2 defenders. Allie Knows. Want it back to Kate again. Mustangs trying to get something going here on the offensive side. Addie Knows back in Chido's direction. Played back again by Scalise. Off of Niccolo. Turned over. Look out here on the counterattack. Through ball to Farrah Reeder. Already has 1. Looking for the brace. Here's Reeder coming forward. Blast off the post. So Farrah Reeder, oh so close to getting number 2. Be a goal kick here for the Mustangs. 13:29 left here in the second half. Julie Cooper to take the throw, or to take the goal kick, excuse me. Cooper sending it down. Played back off to Ellie Mancini. And deflected out of play. .13 minutes left here in the second half. Jenna Voighton sends it in. Lob back down to Farrah Reeder again. Good defense there from Adriana Walker to send it away. Niccolo a touch, near side to Addie Knows. Knows down the near side. Good ball there. An open space. Chido unable to track it down. Got to Rodriguez first. The Leopards' keeper's been solid tonight. Just yielded 1. Belle Vernon looking for a second half run to get back into the playoff race. And a loss tonight will be the first time all year Laurel Highlands will find themselves on the outside looking in. Nice little turn back again from Chido. And Chido goes down. Foul called here on Belle Vernon, and Kate's down. That was just an awkward turn back. Kate trying to stay in there. Haven't officially stopped it yet for an injury timeout, so Kate's going to be able to remain in the match. You'll have Ellie Mancini taking the free kick. This one from about 36 yards out. Ellie scored the first Mustang goal of the night. Line drive here right into the wall. Ellie gets it back and got deflected off of Samantha Mincombe, but comes into the box. Chido there. Little turn back going to Mancini. Settles it off on the far side. Little step down there from Boynton. Cross out in front, and Rodriguez there with the save again. Victoria Rodriguez. Another snare out of the air. Score remains 3-1 in favor of Belle Vernon over Laurel Highlands. We go under 11 minutes left here in regulation. Scalise on the blast down. Farrah Reeder trying to track it down. Julie Cooper defending there for Laurel Highlands. Reeder, a little pull-up. Sends it off to her right. That's Katera Rose. Looking at open space. Addie Nose there for Laurel Highlands going shoulder to shoulder there with Samantha Mincone. And Nose a nice little sidestep on the run back up the field. Addie Nose down on the near side. Look out here on the break. It's Kate Chido. Chido off to her right. A blast by Rodriguez there again to make another save for Belle Vernon. Tempo of this game picking up, but the Mustangs need 2 over the final 10 minutes plus to equalize the game. Farrah Reeder off to her right again to Katera Rhodes. Rhodes goes down. We play on. Touched along by Melena Morgan. Back up to Farrah Reeder. And Reeder losing it there off of a poke from the Mustangs. Ellie Mancini sent down the field from McLean in Allie Nose's direction. Nose trying to track it down in the corner. It'll go out of play. Should have a corner kick here. We'll get a change here on the Mustangs side. Addie Nose will check out. We'll get Lexi Taylor back in. But still no signs of Jocelyn Radcliffe or Brianna Marzano. 2 of the Mustangs' top attackers who both went down with injuries earlier on this half. Radcliffe's appeared to be just a cramping situation. Marzano was down on the field before hobbling off. Laurel Highlands would love to have those 2 back here over the final 9 minutes plus now. Leopards send it back on the Mustangs' defensive line to Julie Cooper. Cooper from the midfield trying to reset, turn it over. And Farrah Reeder coming down the far side. You have the freshman Adriana Walker who sends it out of play. With 8:48 to play. Lone Mustang goal scored by Ellie Mancini. Madison McLean with the assist. Ava Scalise and Farrah Reeder scored the opening 2 goals for Belle Vernon. And we've still yet to get a confirmation on the third Leopards goal. That may be one of those situations we may not find out tonight until they look at the replay of who scored it. Julie Cooper back into Walker. Looking to send it down on the far side. Was knocked down there by Kaylee Antonic. Comes down there to Ava Scalise. Chido trying to step in. Mustangs had possession there for a moment. Where it's played back again by Melena Morgan. Over on the near side of the Mustangs, Madison McLean lost it over the near boundary and out. A throw in here from Grace West. Quickly into Morgan, back to West again. Touch back off to Madison McLean, 7:42 to go. McLean a low ball coming forward. Nothing materialized as Abigail Showman sends it back down in Farrah Reeder's direction. Reeder shouldered off the ball. Deflected back to Madison McLean for the Mustangs. Sent along on the far side. Leopards again knock it down. As Roskovich comes forward. And played back by Ellie Mancini, looking in the direction again for Kate Chido. Deflected back to Nose. Chido gets back on sides, but Nose's shot attempt angled wide on the far side. Was it touched by a Leopard going out? It's like no, it was not. And now you'll have Lexi Taylor checking out here for Laurel Highlands. And Addie Nose back in. 6:55 to play. Mustangs still down 2. Brian Morozak alongside Jerry Dupay here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Nice to have you along with us for a Wednesday night of high school soccer. Belle Vernon and Laurel Highlands fighting for a WPIL playoff spot as the second half of the conference season gets underway tonight. Mancini Down to Jenna Voighton. Tough run from Voighton, trying to cross back, but she was over that far boundary line. So another goal kick here for Rodriguez and the Leps. And Rodriguez once again to allow Abigail Showman to take it. Showman, sophomore defender for Belle Vernon. Sends it down the backside. No one home off of Belle Vernon going out. 6:04 to play, and this is the juncture of the game. You might see Laurel Highlands starting to throw an extra player forward here. You're down 2, have to start taking some risks. Addie knows. If you're Belle Vernon, that's where you go into park the bus mode defensively. And we'll poke there from McLean, rolling back to Rodriguez. You can also see the Leps are smart situations like this. You can take an extra couple seconds if you're Rodriguez before blasting it out. Give yourself some time, protecting a 2-goal lead. Off of Belle Vernon out, McLean to reload again. Had some great events here last week. I was unable to make it out to Mustang Field with some other obligations. Had a great youth night. Was out here last Wednesday. And the doubleheader with Uniontown last Thursday. And also for the Mustang fans heading to the football game coming up on Friday night, it's Community Spirit Night starting at 5 o'clock up in the parking lot. Plenty of activities, vendors. Should be a real fun night for the Mustangs and the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars. Homecoming night, Community Spirit Night. Expecting a full house here at Mustang Field for Friday night. Hopefully you can come on out and take part in all the festivities. 4:37 to play. Jenna Voighton sending it back into Addie Nose. Addie circling back. Mustangs trying to get something going offensively, going the wrong way here. Tara Rhodes finds the loose ball. Well, lob back, looking for Farrah Reeder. Mustangs looking for a little form here over the final 4:12. Addie Nose got upended. Free kick here for the Mustangs. With 4 minutes to play. Julie Cooper to take this free kick. Julie, a little line drive down the far side. Gets deflected right back in her direction. Re-angles on the near side. Again, unable to connect on a hook up there. Played back to Madison Niccolo. And a reset here to Wpial. 3:30 to play. Jaden's clear. Goes right out the body of Milena Morgan. Looking for Farrah Reeder. Adriana Walker finds it there for the Mustangs. Down to Madison McLean. It'll touch off to her right. No one home. Another poke there from Morgan after getting the feed from Rhodes. Trying to find a Reeder. And Walker sending it back for the Mustangs. Over to Madison McLean. Nice little sidestep coming forward. Mancini now on the ball. Works off to her right around Morgan. Down to Chido. Looking for a lay down to Voight. Never got in Jenna's direction. Played back to Morgan Ferris. Touch again for Mancini. And now Jenna Voighton again. Again, we've yet to see the reemergence of Jocelyn Radcliffe or Marzano. I have to think they both might be shut down for the rest of the night with only 2:40 to play. Roskovich sending it down the far side. Cooper trying to knock it down there on the run now from Mincone. Mincone low ball. Walker sends it out of play. Mincone will reload here for another throw in. 2:25 to play. Mustangs still need 2. Mincone back into Reeder. Mustangs able to body it down. Walker there. Reeder, though, somehow finds the ball back into the box. Able to get around Niccolo. Crosses out in front. And somehow got deflected there by the Mustangs. Oh, so close to 4-1. Now Wpial trying to make a run here for the near corner flag. Ball goes out of play. Should be a Belle Vernon throw, and it will be. As Milena Morgan will take it with 1:55 to play. Mustangs running out of time, and the ball on the wrong side of the field for them. As Morgan sends it in a Reeder. I give Reeder a lot of credit. She's been all over the ball tonight for Belle Vernon. Katera Rhodes, co-captains, played a great game as well. There's Reeder again. Another cross out in front, went through Wpial. They had Antonic on the back post. She was unable to knock it down, and the Mustangs might have deflected it out. They did. It'll be a Belle Vernon throw-in. As where it went out was not to the camera right of the flag. Mincone will take it. Headed back along. Mustangs with Addy Nose there looking for the clear. Leps, though, keep possession again. And there's another blast right on Wpial. That shot taken again by Ava Scalise. And we're under a minute left. Mustangs down 2 goals, running out of time. Wpial with a blast out back to center. This one will hurt for the Mustangs. It'll drop Laurel Highlands to 6-5 overall, and more importantly, 4-5 in the conference. And Belle Vernon will prove to 4-6-1, 3-5 in the conference, and have to think, especially their past history. Heard this saying so many times, you have to learn to win. I think this team, they know how to win. They play their best soccer sometimes in these stretch runs. And a win here tonight will really propel them into the second half of the season. Reeder on the far side with Walker defending, goes out of play down to 15 seconds left. And a tough loss for the Mustangs tonight. Played hard. Match was scoreless at halftime. Leopards getting the opening 3 here in the second half. Blast there from Rhodes. Deflected on the backside and out, and that'll do it. 3-1, your final score. Ellie Mancini, a lone goal scored for the Mustangs tonight, but Belle Vernon, that initial 15-minute surge, scoring 3 in the opening 15 minutes of the second half, just too much for the Mustangs to overcome as Belle Vernon downs Laurel Highlands 3-1 tonight. Tonight's game was brought to you as a joint cooperative venture featuring Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. Breezeline Cable, Armstrong Cable, and our friends at CUTV with Gary Smith and his staff. I'm Brian Morozak with Jerry Dupay. This has been a South Union Township Sports Network presentation. Again, your final score, Belle Vernon 3 and Laurel Highlands 1. So long, everybody.